All right, here we go again. FTC conversations. Today we are doing our segment called the business segment. It's on every Wednesday, starting from today. Every Wednesday we'll be doing this, talking about Kasi business. It's a long overdue conversation, if you ask me. Because this conversation should have been done a long time ago, so that we can engage and dissect what it is that we mean when we say Kasi business. Do we even have this thing called Kasi business? If we talk Kasi economy, what is it? Can it be used as an alternative business system, to empower the actual Kasi? Can we really say the Kasi economy is reinvesting in the Kasi community or the Kasi development? Because currently when we look at things, we don't really feel that the Kasi business is reinvesting in the Kasi, way of living or the standard of living, if you want to. So we want to discuss that in depth every Wednesday in this segment. FTCC will be aligning the objective of the flip the coin concept, of emancipating the people from poverty to wealth or poverty to power, if you want to. Because we believe that people have got the power, people have got the resources. We have got the money, contrary to popular belief. Because people are saying we don't have money, but flip the coin is here to prove that that's a lie. We've been living lies. That's one of the lies that we've been living. And one of the lies that we want to expose is that it takes money to make money. That's another lie, because we've got money that leaves our communities every year. If you want to talk stock fails, just last year it was, revealed that 52 billion left the black community. Where to? Who was on the receiving end of that 52 billion, And we found out that this money is growing. It has been growing since 2019. 2019 it was 49 billion. Go in and do your research. The information is on the public domain these days. But what we don't do as a people, we don't research. We don't ask these questions. And this podcast is meant to provoke our thinking, because we do have critical thinking as a people. It's just that it's not put into use. There has to be somebody to provoke it, make sure that it's put into use. These conversations are started, and when these conversations are started, there has to be a purpose behind them, and the purpose can only be the outcome, the results. What are the results that we're looking for? And to us, these results are the change, the complete transformation, of the black life in South Africa and beyond South Africa. Because if we can start it in our townships and our rural areas, it can easily go beyond the borders of South Africa. The artificial borders that are only in our minds. Because if you look at the borders, they just, which will be a topic for another day. But for today, we really need to go in and dive into this long overdue conversation, to check what are those things that we are doing now that can be redirected and benefit us. For instance, I mentioned the stockfell concept. The stockfell concept, and flip the coin, we are using it for property. As an example to what I'm saying, we are using it for property. It has been used, to achieve things. But all of those things that were achieved were things that were not appreciated in value. Like if you're buying groceries at the end of the year, having starved yourself and your kids for the whole year, at the end of the year you buy groceries. Come January, you don't even have back to school money. These are the things that we want to expose, using this project that just mentioned. Yeah, the project that we call property stockfell. FTC property stockfell. We do have a project like that at FTC, but we'll share those details as well as we go forward, as we go along with this segment of Kasi business, which is going to be every Wednesday. We really need to dive into these things. The other thing that we need to expose, that we really have to expose, is that there are businesses that are supported by us, with our money, that are meant to be our business. But we have not realized that we are enriching other people with our money, whereas we could do those businesses ourselves and empower ourselves. These businesses don't even need, this requirement. They don't have this requirement of education, higher education, university education. They just need people to start thinking. People need to start thinking. It's the thinking that affects us. It's the thinking that puts us where we are. It's the thinking that is going to take us out of these situations that we find ourselves in. Situations like people living in shacks, which we have normalized. It's not normal. We do have money that we are sending to other nations who don't live in shacks. If we could redirect that money back into our concepts, because it's just concepts that we need to develop, develop value chains. When I talk about value chains, I'm talking about businesses that started by us, or from start to finish. When you really need to start building value chains, not just businesses, for a change, which sends us back to the concept of flip the coin. Because when you talk flip the coin, we are saying change the mindset. The mindset that we need to change when it comes to business specifically is the mindset of being at the end of the value chain. Because we want to wait for other people to initiate, then we can just benefit at the end. We can benefit by supplying cheap labor, benefit by becoming resellers, or just buy and sell, which is what we are doing and what we are calling passive business, which should not be. For instance, if you are selling meat, why not breed? If you are selling pork, why not breed pigs? And then sell the pigs, or take your pigs, slaughter them, and then start a butchery, or just do the normal, braai stands that we are doing, that we are seeing all over Kasi. We are seeing businesses like that, but those businesses are enriching other people. Because if you want to do a pork braai, you want to go and buy in Stickland. Who is selling that pork in Stickland to you? Somebody else who does not look like you. And that's not racist. That's the truth. So we really need to rethink these things. Because if you have the Eastern Cape, for instance, the Eastern Cape, they are breeding all of these things that we are consuming in Cape Town, Joburg, in the urban areas. We are consuming things that in our rural areas, they are breeding these things, but we don't buy from them. That's just an example of how we need to start thinking so that we can use this information to start creating value chains. For instance, if you want to look at the business of braaiing or ishisanyama. Ishisanyama is very popular, but ishisanyama gets meat from somebody else. It's in the township, yes, but where do they get their meat? Where do they get their meat? And chances are the person who sells them the meat is making more money. Why not be the chisanyama that also breeds, the sheep, the cattle, all of these things, the pork that you are selling, the chicken that you are selling. Unfortunately, in Cape Town, you can't do that because we do not have land. We know that we do not have enough spaces to do the breeding. Why not use the Eastern Cape if you are from the Eastern Cape? Why not use, other rural areas, wherever you come from? Because chances are, in the rural areas, you have more space that you can use to do the breeding. And then here in the rural area, in the urban areas, you have your market. We have the market here. These are just the things that we're going to be discussing. We are going to be also not just discussing, we want to implement them and flip the coin, and invite you to come and join. Come and join a value chain that is going to be owned by us, because we want to own the entire value chain in different sectors. I'm just making an example with these sectors, but these are the things that are just hanging low that we can easily manipulate, and start doing something and start creating something and start seeing money that can be reinvested into more advanced ideas, because that's what we want to start doing as a people. We want to start bouncing around ideas and bouncing those ideas around with the intention of implementing them. Because the issue of just idealizing with no implementation, it has got to be stopped. It has got to come to an end, because we've been doing these things. And another thing that we need to flip, the coin on, is this issue of saying, when you think about business, you have to think about who is going to give you money to start this business. If you can't see a person who's going to give you money, then the idea is not good enough. If you are not going to get funding from big business or government, then the idea dies. We need to start thinking beyond this concept of funding. We need to stop being easily defeated, easily discouraged or easily deterred. We have to start looking and asking our inner intelligence for solutions, for answers, because we do have answers. We just need to start believing that we do have the answers. We need to start using a different self-image, start seeing ourselves on a different light, to say we are capable beings. We need to start from there. Hence, we have the spiritual mandate. The spiritual mandate is meant to do that, to increase or elevate our confidence, our self-esteem as individuals and as a people, so that when we go into business, we go into business with operating on a higher frequency, if you want to, with high confidence, with high levels of confidence, so that business becomes something that is used, for change, not just for survival. Business needs to start being used for change, for emancipation, for liberation. Business needs to start becoming a matter of responsibility, not just a matter of survival, like what people say. As long as I get something, then my business is good. As long as I'm eating, it has to stop. It has to elevate. We have to step up our thinking and start using business, to change and to achieve a sustainable change and sustainable growth, so that our communities can benefit, our communities can be emancipated. If we could just start thinking differently, which is what Flip the Coin is coming with. That's what we want to instill. We want to instill that, so that we can have a community of believers for a change. We need to start destroying this poverty mentality, because poverty is nothing but a state of mind. We know that. Now that we know, what are we going to do about it? Because we can just flip the coin and take another state of mind, which is state of mind of wealth. Wealth is our right as well, as a people. It's not just our right, it's our birthright. It's our birthright, and it's not just wealth for us, it's wealth for the generations to come. What we call generational wealth. We deserve that, so we need to start working towards it. Our thinking has to be intentionally and deliberate, that we want to achieve that because we deserve it, not because it's something that will come to us as a miracle. No miracles, but just believe that miracles are just works of faith. We need faith. Faith will connect us with our achievement. So Flip the Coin is exactly that. We need to lose or kill the mindset of fear. We need to stop being afraid. We were meant to become great. All of us have got greatness. Let's just reach out and achieve it. Thank you very much. I think we'll see you on our next episode.
Just before you go, you mentioned something earlier on about township economy. Would you like to elaborate on that?
Okay, township economy to me is supposed to be an alternative economy, an economy that empowers township people. Because if it doesn't empower township people, then it's not township economy. Township economy is supposed to take our township kids to school, good schools. It's supposed to take township kids across the world to go and explore the world and come back with information that will be implemented in our township. Township economy is supposed to build schools, that will teach our kids differently from what the current system is teaching them, because the current system is teaching kids to become employees. The system that is needed is the system that will teach them to become deployees. They will go to school to get information and be deployed amongst us to implement ideas that they've learned into this township economy. Township economy must be aligned with the rural economy, because that's where black people are found. Black people in urban and the rural areas are supposed to be linked by value chains, not just going home to go and visit them. They have to go home to go and implement ideas. Those who come from the urban areas go home and implement ideas, and those ideas must feed the townships. The townships must be the market for the rural area. So to me, the township economy has to be the black economy. Township and the rural. Just kill the township and rural, and you will achieve a black economy. That's according to Flip the Coin. Thank you very much. We will see you on our next segment. I think our time is up. Lobster, do we still have time?
We have 1 minute if you have anything.
1 minute. Yeah. Okay. Follow us. Flip the Coin. We are here. Podcast. It's going to continue every Monday and Wednesday for now. But we have got more things to bring to you. We will be having guests. We'll be having people who are in business, because we also want to share your role models. People who are coming from the township who are doing great things. We need to share those people so that people are inspired. Those who are still aspiring to do things, they have to be inspired. They have to draw inspiration from people who look just like them, who come from their circumstance. And our circumstance is not the end. Our imagination will give us the greater future than what we're experiencing. Period. Flip the coin. It starts with me and you. Thank you.